We are the biggest spiritual platform, Revelations, and I am Revelations. Once again, I welcome you to another beautiful episode. We talk everything African, everything spiritual. We go beyond every book and every religion. We are the biggest spiritual platform in the world. Once again, I welcome you, my beautiful followers and my beautiful viewers. So let's welcome our guest. Today is going to be a bit, I don't want to use the word hilarious, but it's going to be a whole package for you guys. So let's welcome our guest. Papa, we welcome you to the platform.
Thank you.
So in 1 minute, you better say, introduce you actually your followers, especially they make this show, and then your viewers, so then your loved ones. So quickly introduce yourself to us.
Thank you. I'm Osofo Kojo Bentil, and I'm with Mekra. I'm the leader of the foundation and organization, and we about everything Africa, everything spiritual, and everything you. That's the main focus of our organization, helping you come into yourself. And I want to take the opportunity to say a big thank you to yourself, your beautiful self. You're looking great.
Thank you.
And also your team, your crew, your fans, the people that follows you, the people that support you, and even those who don't support you. Eventually, they come around. So we say thank you to them.
Yes. Yeah. We say thank you to you, whether you support or not. Even if you hate us, you make us. We love you.
Yeah.
Welcome to another beautiful episode. So let's start the conversation. So, what is Osofo? When you say Osofo, we want to understand this concept. Osofo as in a pastor, as in a shepherd, as in a fetish priest. What kind of Osofo are you?
So technically, of course, it's an account word, Osofo. So definitely the word predates everything else. So Osofo is basically a teacher of the gods.
A teacher of the gods?
Yeah.
Or let's understand where you are coming from.
So a teacher of the gods in the sense that in our setup, or traditional setup, we all the way from the chief, we have hierarchies that you have to go through. Then we have the Asumafo, we have the Abrafo, then we have the Osofos, then we have the Konfos and all of that. So these are all people who live respective roles. So when it comes to the shrine and the teachings of the shrine and the regulations of the shrine, the Osofo is the one in charge of that aspect.
Oh, so you are a shrine Osofo?
Yes.
Not the one in church?
Used to be, but...
Used to be.
Yeah.
We want to know who you are.
Yeah,
so
I used to be.
So break it down.
I was a
for
pastor for about 15 years.
In a church?
Yeah.
And then what happened, and where are you coming from?
I'm somebody who is very hungry. Like, I always want to know, I always want to learn. So right in the church, I realized that there are certain things. It's not the people in the church that was wrong. It's not the heart of the people that was wrong, but it's the set regulations and the set rules and the doctrines that came with it that I found problems with, in the sense that because everybody, naturally, we black people, we love to get close to the spirit. So, and literally it's because of our name, Kanfo, or Kaniba. So Kani is literally the child of the spirit. So naturally, it's not just black people are spiritual based people. So we always yearn to connect with our higher self, our true self. And that yearning is the reason why most of us wanted to find grounds. Some go to the mosque, some go to the church, to the Buddhists. We all want to find closure to our true self. So majority of us were in the church for that reason. And the thought that there's actually a higher consciousness, a higher being, a higher power, that at the end of the day is going to ensure that you pay for whatever consequences or decisions that you make here. We as a people would always want to be on the right side. We always want to do the right thing. So hence our desire to always be on the right path with, if there is anything out there, so that and things like that. So that was the reason why most of us are in the church anyways. But being the person that I am, I always want to know the truth behind, because I just don't want to commit to something without really understanding what I'm committing to and the foundations of what I'm committing to. So going into the church and understanding the foundations to which the church was built upon, it went contrary to everything that the church is supposed to be for me. And I decided, let me just try and understand why these things are even in the system. For example, there's a basic example. In the Bible, it tells us that there was water flood that came, swept upon the surface of the earth, approximately around 5,000 plus a couple of years ago. And archaeologically, it don't make sense. It don't add up. in the sense that archaeological findings tells us that there were pyramids that have been in existence for over 13,000 years, all the way to about 23,000 years. Even at Betifi, there's a stone cave that says 13,000 years ago, there were people there, our ancestors living there. So if they are accurate, actual archaeological findings that is saying the vice of the earth being wiped out by water, then that don't add up. And when we go back to Genesis, it says that if according to the Bible, the earth has been in existence for 6,000 years. But scientifically, it don't add up, because science tells us the universe existence have been in existence for more than billions of years, right? So if the church is saying creation started 6,000 years ago, then there's a bit of not add-ups in there. And the funny thing is that a lot of people say, well, that is science, so why are you paying attention? There's a difference between spirituality and science, or the church and science. But at the same time, most people in the church, when you're sick, they tell you to go to the hospital. You go back to the same science for results, for surgeries. You go back to for intensive medical research on you, just to find out how accurate your disease or medical condition is. So if science can be right to a degree, why are you just taking some and not taking the others out? So I guess some of these basic things, and even the write-up of the New Testament, most Christians don't actually believe that the New Testament has only been in existence for so long years. And also the first write-up or the first book of the New Testament is not actually Matthew. So when you actually find out these things, and you're somebody that wants to use your mind, because the Creator gave us the mind and the brains to function with it, to think, to look into things, to research into things. If you don't want to look that way, then it's okay, you'll be comfortable and stay in the church. But if you want to do the numbers and do the maths and do the research yourself, then you realize that it doesn't add up. And even in the Bible, it tells us that Jesus had to come to Egypt to learn for so long before he started his ministry. Egypt, basically Africa. The topography of the place is that most of the people that occupied the place were actually black people. So literally, he had to come amongst the black people, the ancient. And when you study our history, you realize that majority of us are coming from the regions of the North African regions. Like my family directly came down from the Algerian regions, which is historic fact. So if we were the ones occupying these places and we moved down south because the Europeans were occupying these territories, and in the Bible, Jesus had to go amongst these people to learn, to grow, to increase in knowledge, then we are actually the people that everybody has always been looking up to. But we just, if you want to stay in a comfort zone, of course, you won't come to these areas.
You won't come to this area, so your comfort zone. So when you took your step forward or ahead to the other gods that you are talking about from the church, what is the difference? Did you see anything different from the church and where you are now?
Technically, there's actually no difference, but it's terminologies. In the sense, why I say that, because growing up in the church, there's one angel I was so fascinated about, always there every time I pray, show up. I've been in horrible accidents that literally comes in, open up the car, take me out, like physical people, witnesses. So all this while I was calling that an angel of God and comes to me all the time, only to realize that that's actually a God in my background.
Not an angel? Not
an angel.
How do you know?
Because the same person still comes to me.
So if you should have been an angel, he
would
have left you when you left the church.
Exactly. But
that can be your guardian angel.
So exactly. People go into the subject of a guardian angel, but there's actually technically nothing like a guardian angel in that sense. Everybody on the face of this earth is their own God, is the first God you can ever come into contact with. You as an individual, as a matter of fact, you are the reason why God exists, not the other way around. Because if you didn't exist, then you would never know that there's a thing called a God. So because you exist, a God exists.
Which God are you talking about?
When
you say God, what are you referring to?
There are multiple gods. The Bible confirms multiple gods. Even
so when you say God, you mean gods, not the creator, right?
No, the creator is not a God.
I want to understand this.
The creator is not a God.
Okay.
I mean, if you are creating a car, how can you be a car?
Okay.
So if the creator, everybody that is a creator creates outside his creation. So if the creator is a God, then the creator cannot create God out of itself. A car cannot model a car. You understand? Somebody behind a car can, like this table, whoever created it is not a table. The creator of this table is somebody else and created the table. So whoever created the gods is definitely beyond the scope of a God or understanding of a God.
Okay. You are watching Revelations with Maame Grace and Osofo Kojo Bentil. Your name is Bentil, Fanti.
Bentil, I'm Fanti, me Fanti.
My English is just 5, so my English is just finished.
Me Fanti.
And so if we can miss the tree, because I care about those who don't understand the tree. So if you can miss it for me, so we are able to, disperse the information to each and everyone watching the show. Sure. You are welcome once again. We are Revelations, the biggest spiritual platform in the world. We care about you, we care about your consciousness, and we care about us as Africans. So once again, I welcome you. So the topic is, I want to know the hierarchies you are talking about and know what you've passed through to get to where you stand and know the level of your standings.
So basically, the Creator created everything. So the Creator is in multiples, in the sense that one essence, one being, one version of anything cannot reproduce itself. So there has to be an innate. So the Creator is not just a male figure, it's both male and female. And the combination of the two brings out everything. So we have the Creator and we have the realm in between the Creator and everything that is in existence. So that is nothingness, that is the dark realm. Science call it the dark matter or the quantum physics, trying to go beyond the realm of our knowledge. So we have the Creator, we have the dark realm, darkness, the night, or nothingness. Then from nothingness, we come into the elemental beings. So out of darkness, the elemental beings came into existence, which is water, fire, earth, air, and ether. Ether, most people don't see it. It will take a lot for you to come in, even into the realms of ether. Out of the 5 elemental beings, everything that is in existence existed. These elemental beings have direct influence on every single one of us on the face of the earth. You don't even have to believe in it or not believe in it. It has nothing to do with beliefs. It has nothing to do with clergy. It's nothing like that. It has an impact. If you're from the water element, water has a tremendous impact on your life. If you're a fire element, fire has tremendous impact on your life. The two cannot meet. So regardless of your beliefs, if you're a water element, you go and marry somebody like a fire element, the marriage won't succeed. This is not a curse. This is not a spirit. This is not a witch. This is not anybody doing it. It's just because the two is not meant to coexist. Technically, once you come into awareness and you know how to use the two, then of course you can coexist, because at the end of the day, fire is actually coming from water, which most people don't know. But if you pay attention, you realize that the highest heat that fire can produce is the blue flames, right? The blue one, right?
Not blue even, is also water. So
exactly. So fire is actually coming from water, but because most people don't understand it, they don't know how to. So out of the elements, then came the energy, the gods. So out of the element comes the gods, and out of the gods, which we are all part of the gods. So it means everything starts from the 5. Everything is in the 7-dimensional realm. The first dimension is physical nature, your physical being. Once you move from the physical being, then you come to the 2nd dimension, which is your mental faculties, the ability to think, ability to process ideas, information, memory. That's the 2nd dimension. If you are doing an ecosystem, which is the spirit realm, that's the 3rd dimension. So the spirit, everything that is spirit, spirit is just one. You don't have spirit is sum, right? Okay, sum you're one. You understand? So it's just one energy. Energy is constant. That is being permeated from the Creator into all of us. So from the 3rd dimension, you go to the 4th dimension, which is your kra. Most of us mistaken the kra to be your soul. But your kra is not your soul. Your kra is the true self, which is the still small voice in every single one of us, which some say my guiding angel, my guide. And even to a certain extent, some say it's the Holy Spirit. But it's actually your true self, your true nature. That is your created being. Not your physical body, because your physical body is not created by the Creator. People think that, okay, right? Your physical nature is as a result of everything you've been eating all this while, everything your mother ate, that has formed your physical being. So that is your 4th dimension, is your kra. Your kra holds every information about you, who you are, why you were created, what you're going to do for the rest of the evolutions that you have to go through, the transitions that you go through. Then after the 4th dimension, we move to the 5th dimension. 5th dimension is basically the God, which is the same realm that will cry war and send air. Yes, into Wokrano is as powerful as any God you can ever find around. The only difference is that if Mino Mienu, Yakase Bake Obi Apa, the two of our strength is behind that single person. So that single person becomes a very powerful person. That's the difference between the gods that we have around and the single individual. Because Abosuna more around and Kofu Bebriati Omudi. So because of that energy, that force, everybody paying homage, giving them that energy, and it's more very powerful. No? So every being in every created being is existing in the fifth dimension. Then we go to the sixth dimension, which is the elemental beings. Elemental beings, Eja, Insho, Asase, and Frama. Now the Esoni Namo, which is ether. Between the sixth dimension and the seventh is the dark realm. Science person I say quantum physics. Quantum physics. Science is trying to get into that realm. That realm and the creator is vast, darkness. It's a bibia tuntumbia is coming from that realm. That realm is the realm that produces everything before it comes to manifestation. But majority of us, we are taught that darkness is evil, darkness is bad, black is bad. So everything, anybody associated with darkness is bad. Nothing comes into existence if it first doesn't exist in the dark realm. Abakra with the chef for my ese question from esumu. Ofa yefuna ese question from esumu. Wo dwen a adwen na eda otum na ehye wotrim obi anhu. Interna ese kromo amanfo osidan a omoje hu. Omo pese obehu ade omo ye no. Omo awie bibia no, then you come to see it. So that is the dark realm. From the dark realm we go to the creator. When I say creator, I'm talking about the united force, which is the mother and the father, not just one being. Because Maame no any papa no na ebom na edi bibia ba wiase. So these are the dimensions and the hierarchies that exist.
Okay, you are watching Revelation. So which ones are you operating under?
Basically ye na ye fifth dimension by.
Okay, so you are operating under fifth dimension.
Yeah, obi a wa bia.
Obi o wa head.
Wo fi baby na by.
Okay. Ufi baby no ba you are watching Revelations into no ye ne no afeni ye be ko the topic ne so we dey ne ye ne chick chatting. We wanted to know ye be say ye hu nipa ko a oye, but actually we are going to talk about ekra a eti nipa numu ni nienti a wo asase so ene adekode a wo ba ha wo be ye wo pekra fa ka ho say ni ba bi a wo free hand so a wo be ko. This is the topic. I'm not promising a series yet, but I can promise a practical or live show for him. Until he's going to take us through. And essence more na more show no a show until you the viewers determines whether it should be a series for him or it should be a live telecast. Until and then me be film na me na bremo live. Na money no I interrupt you between I am.
Yeah, sure.
So and that day we are going to talk about ekra. Any who you are, any adekunti a wo asase so nti e be take your time e be aye ntumi wie ni nyina ye be hwe how to go about it. So once again I welcome you. He's one of our kind. He's our brother and me say me bro for ni so for tree no yeah yemfa nti say ye ka ekra ekra no eye den na eden ne kra no ye wa asase so no obi be den no be hu ne kra
Ekra ne wokra bi me friend no ese na for friend ese Nigeria for ne chi eye oyankopon ana oboade na abode oboade no is the creator ono na wabo ne wiase na bibia wo wiase mu and bibia wabo bia eye manifestation of himself expressing his being his nature inti send e wiase no bibia bebo mu a ebeye fenti na wabo ndua wabo nsuo wabo haban wabo mountains wabo bibia ewia bibia obo ade no boy ye bia ewo kra a eti ade no mu de uhu honam so no is just the physical body nti I say ye fa nsuo a nsuo wo kra eti nsuo no mu nti but the uhu as water is just a physical form of a crana a physical form no ayi hu say nsuo no I say eja ye ka eja a crana ti eja no mu na onko ba ka 2 minutes ti eja no mu no eno ne dia oduma nkoma boy but bibia oboy bia no bibia no pese e fa ne physical form a ye fa ne say bibia wo ne mechanism the physical form it will help it best express itself. Nti ensure the physical form a bit me explain itself. It was the liquid, because the liquid it literally circulates bibia or the odman kwanabo. Nti even say ensure that stro, ensure that asasi, ensure that asasi ase, ensure tiemu, ensure egupumu. The ensure it's just nina ebako, but it has the ability to evaporate and condense and BBRs just to be able to evolve and be in multiple grounds at the same time. Inti ekraneti insunum no eno no yankopon boy. Na elemental beings no omo bomu say okay, ye bomu ama this physical form, that physical form, that physical form. Into oboade no bo nipa kra no ana bibia kra no no the purpose central sa ekra no eba beye wo ni wiase no oboy say edito kra no. Into obi a yemfa nipa, let me limit it to humans. Into nipa ye ba asase so no, we were already created, we were already existing, we were already living our lives. Into some live in multiple realms. Ye bo bidim so munkoti nsuom, ye bo bidim so munkoti ejam, ye bo bidim so munkoti mframam, ye bo bidim so munti ndiom, omunsha asase ase. Into nipa ba asase so a, they are coming from one of these places. Into answer nipa ba asase, nipa net sound or drum so say mesha me bad based on who they are and the purpose to which odman kwa born so mo ye no omo the combination of sand osmosis sa osmosis omubomu a it will help my cause in this realm into let me time for these two people to come together omubom no mu take seed pe na like just saying calling dips na ekra no after say okay so combination ebe boa me into make akotina sa nimpa mu na ma ba wiase true sanipa no into krana all ba wiase no or you're the fool already. Yeah, is a very powerful being. Anko for karabeka say bosom ana your to me into sa krano all ba wiase no as you are transitioning into this realm no there are certain privileges ube lusu naturally because you making that choice to come into this realm, to come and adapt or learn or get something to add up to who you are. Into your say, obi call into a job. Then pakuno call job no of a very prominent house, like very powerful house. So ni pakuno call a dream no one hambo no who na dream say me kwako show be asia. A very difficult for the person to be because oba work boss ngradie na wo a obe commanding me over order me say me yes. So you have to be stripped away so that you can be able to fulfill the purpose to which you person as you be fulfill it. So once we come into our mother's womb, first 4 months na honam keke na form we wo mama yem. Honam na form no since I call it dips no soon ahom etumi na betwe omo ho so we just left with you. Until one no constantly you come and visit. Time be na obehwe say ye fu na da o maami no or hwe so ye enyini ye eye fine everything is forming as it's supposed to be. Until your physical form no and your body na forming. Eye maami no what we eat everything we are taking into our body as I see ya the combination with the mother and no na forming with physical form. And you chose that physical form. You chose those couples to be your parents or those combinations to be your parents because we share a more background. There are certain legacies, there are certain foundations for pimbia or more to. So based on this foundation, so me ba say busuemu maybe me ba say me ba lawyer, but a busuano what legacy of great lawyers. So that's already a foundation. So ube to serve for pimnumwa. You are not now going to start all over again because self foundation are twama. So by anuwa sa wu siko. So this is why we choose the parents that we choose to come into this.
So what of those who came and even food is a problem? They chose that too.
Yeah, everybody chooses the parents.
How? Explain. Like how?
Because in America say, and yet I had no baby you be. Before we are seeing you are already who you are. Because oba no obo everything perfect right from the start. Because you're doing one. Oduman ko boy we are perfect. Right, and yet I feel all Bible area. Nti wona ye ball no, you need area no need certain things, certain combinations to give it that energy that it needs to continue to bend. Meboa. Nti our combination, that is what is making actually the sun that we are seeing. Nti wona we nipa the sun no, we hear certain combinations to eventually make you become the full piece that Oduman Kuma ball will say, Brabeya no. What I say? That particular life decision that we choose, that is what is actually going to fuel you to become who you are actually supposed to be.
So everybody has an assignment.
Everybody.
So even if you have to go through that poverty state, you need to go through it.
It's
part of your assignment.
It's part of it. Because we have cases where Nkofo have been raped by certain situations. And based on that happening, to our normal understanding, it's a very misfortune. Why would anybody want to be raped? But out of that will be that fuel that individual need to go ahead to become.
Hey, and you cry one as serious.
It's as easy as it is, but because it's a normal young church from the foundation, it's become something like a mystic, but it's not. It's just one kasa your being, who you are. Like it takes some very popular name. I don't know if I can mention the name. Oprah. Oprah had to go through what she went through to become who she is. What I would say, a story. Everybody has a story. Your story is the reason why we are sitting on this bench today and you are interviewing me from Norway, right? This interview had to happen because you had to become your story. I had to become my story. If I never became my story, you never became your story, we would not be here. So nothing is happening per chance. We are choosing everything. But because we forget where we are coming from and who we are. We forget.
Is that intentional?
It's purposeful.
Because it will be better if I know where I'm coming from and what I'm supposed to go to. So I will go through it easily.
But it's purposeful in the sense that, say, both for your advantage and for the purpose of the Creator. For your advantage in the sense that, imagine, say, now, you become this person that you are. How many people would have genuinely supported that cause? What did I say? So it's like hiding something in the safe. The reason why you're hiding the thing in the safe is not because because it's very precious to you. It's priceless. So you don't want to just expose it for everybody to take advantage of it. So you hide it into your rear it's like a dimensional safe that is hiddenness. Now your boss says share certain measures that would help you remember who you are and continue your journey in your maturity. Because if you are not matured and you come into that understanding, you use it to destroy yourself.
But there are people who are matured and still don't know anything. What happens to those people?
Said there are certain measures that Oduman Kumano Ashisha say. Some measures embrambe boyen who we are. So for example, there's a popular saying say bisa. Why did they do that? There's a ritual that every child that comes into this world, your parents will do for you. At that time, you are a child, so you would not know, but your parents will know. And because your parents will know these things, your parents will ensure that you walk on that path. And so, my member catches say, "Sa agreement dibi, sa hey men kwasa, uncle for men no monkasa." And so, what my men emper was my na umpese winning conform be relationship. But because they are only say wo ba be they are trying to protect you. They are those who are in this system, who are in this reality, that understand this purpose. So therefore, they want to ensure that if everybody come into themselves, who they truly are, everybody would become that powerful and nobody will be easy to control. But the word is such that there are certain people that has to be on top, certain people that has to be beneath, so that the people that are beneath will always serve the people on top. So they've created systems. These systems are like the school systems. These systems are like the religious systems. These systems are the societal system, the community systems. These systems are the programmings that are constantly telling people who they are that are actually not true and not so. In the sense that, for example, let's say Busiano, they are all a particular set of beliefs. Automatically, you become that particular set of belief without you even knowing who you are and why you're here.
So how do we handle that?
Because there were systems like before Bibi said the AFA systems. The AFA system is a system that would help you.
I understand navigate. That to know.
Yes.
But let's assume that somebody is a Muslim. Like I'm asking this because you said when you are born into a particular belief or system. Yeah. Okay, so you find to Islam system. So how do I go through to Afa to ask? We don't believe in that.
Exactly. And that is a human making. And then that is a human. Every system on the face of the earth is human, it's not natural. Into your what natural laws that governs everything. If you go against it, it will come against you. But we've also created systems and ensure that these systems continue to thrive for the purpose of the reason why these systems were created. Into
So did you have any, can you tell us about any system that is being created? Because if maybe we are not saying na maybe me call afana me who say me say na mami Jenny na ye easy mami. Now there are systems omo create a nipa wo mo frowning at it. Me so me mami wo me no na me start say me practice. So those systems no intention is it intentional behaviors for them to create that for you
it's
not
intentional.
to why what are their intentions? What is their intentions?
Literally dominating and ruling the world, the physical reality that we have here. Because whether you know it or you accept it or not, this entire human system that we have, this physical world, is run by a very few people. When you go behind, you understand that the bank systems are run by very few people. The educational systems are run by very few people. The religious setups is run by very few people. Whether you want to believe it or not, it's a fact that is, right? Why do these people ensure that that becomes? For world dominance, for example, why did they ensure that Africa stay divided? It's for dominance. It's for them to ensure that they have constant suppressive nature or suppressive stance over this continent. Why? Because assassin etisunu one normal pa. And normal pa resources and normal pa assassin wanting. If the people on the land understand the value and who they are, they would definitely not allow anybody else to come in and take these resources. So therefore, we need to divide a system that this system would distract them from knowing who they are and why they are here. Once the system is distracting them from knowing who they are and why they are here, automatically the people wouldn't even keep looking at preserving and keep safeguarding what they have. Everybody will be living, just as we have a system where Obia every village. Everybody wants to come into the city. Everybody wants to come and work in the city to create greener pastures. But the funny thing is that the entire world is sustained by everything that is coming from the village. The entire world is sustained by the food that is coming from the village, the resources that are coming from the village. But all the young men and women have all fled the village. Obia free village because Obia be seeking greener pastures, because there's a system that tells you money rules everything. And once you have money, you have everything. So automatically the mindset is said that nobody is in the system thinking, okay, why am I here? Right? Everybody is going for greener pastures. So they can say, and your co-school get year certificate to be. When you certificate in Burma way, you may be the Burma will come out there short with them. But watch this: most successful and rich and dominant people on the face of the earth never pass through the education system. But they are the ones employing everybody going through the education system. Why did they not go to the education system? Because education system, it will never make you who you are, because the system is not designed. Your system is designed to follow a certain trend that is created by a system that is to ensure that you become that. But omu follow omu being their self. The Bible says your giftings will bring you before kings. It never talk about your educational system. It never talk about your belief system. It says your giftings. They are what they buy you know, and none never more your default. And yet you'll be cultural say yet.
And yet you'll be cultural say yeah, and never more your default. We are here with our brother Osofo Kojo Bentil. Na ye ka ekra no. Any the enti a wo waha. Any the baby a wo free hand so a wo beko. Eno na oguso a ocheche mu medikan akase entimi nya one episode eba ne sa ye be rachi through ye mpa ne sa ye pese ye nya all the nutrients no any the benefit no from him coming all the way from the very far place in Intimpacho. You are watching Revelations. We are still the biggest, and my name is Maame Grace. So Osofo ekra no mayen faye fem okra ahodo a ye wo ha wa obi behu se mekra nie saying na me come my 5 steps so that if we are not able to finish na ya to so 5 steps na make no. For example, betimi aka ne say obi wo ho a ye wo apɛ no na wontumi nante wo nan aye say bi wo kra ne kra say wo asase so na eba ne sa wo ha say wo ye say so we will understand sickness and troubles and the pains we go through, because at the end of the day eno no bi ade scare obi wan ba wo ho ban a wo bewu wan say but I sometimes feel because we don't understand this existence no eno na ema wo yembe chichu so obi be kato so obi be kun so wan bo ho ba wan say I mean though so my ente ase ma fa yen fa 5 different steps mu ebi ayawo na wo ye senya ye say eno ye one, another thing yawo na ye say ya one. So if we are not able to finish all today, we can reschedule for.
Okay, so the 5 steps is beautiful, I get it, but me find it this way in the sense that obi obeba asasi subia no a normal 9 na control in life.
Okay.
Once a normal 9 nature, we are free. You become successful at everything you do.
Okay.
A normal 9 no first one any a die at the wall. A dana will cry decide say obaba asasi so no sa time no any a die also will keep it at the back of your head for the rest of your life. No who nsunsunso a ene mfaso a saa da no edebra wa asase so eda ne sen kwesiada edwada ebnada ekuda yaoda efida memeneda saa da ni na wotumi a ehwe eda no so oduma nko obo ade na abo ne wiase sa nti kwesiada no ewo ne tumi edwada no ewo ne tumi ebnada no ewo ne tumi yaoda no ewo ne tumi ekuada no ewo tumi fiada wo ne tumi obi a ye be wonu kwasie da be no omu nyina behave one way.
Nti no one my examples so there who say my 4 examples nti number 1 and eye days aye de wo nti no wa fa day ba ko e dey illustrate.
For example obi a ye be wonu kwasie da be no kwasie da be no obebre wa asase so obi a mboa no onyia boa fo obi a se ewu kwasie da onyia boa fo obi a bibia wo de won sabeka no ebebe di wonsem no say wo na wo bre. You have to struggle, you have to fight, you have to make it on your own. Nobody is here to help you. Kwesiada ye wo ojuada naturally no what be intelligence, like what be, but this is the basic gift Monday biawo obetumi a share dia wo ye no akope na ye better than you. So every Monday born has the ability to adapt and to learn. And also we are bar now we are Burma, you see a different kakra. The event say Monday mbano time bia Burma bebu omukwase. We are Monday but time bia. Oh, but we are Monday na so a ubetumi aye nipa bia opese we wa asase so. Ube succeed.
Okay.
We are benada naturally no you are a warrior. We are kumfo. It's a benada ni bia would always fight for people. They are very strong and very powerful. A benada for to ete in haban ase all the days.
Okay.
We Equada. Equada is governed by the Yena in Mr. Obonsam. Equada is governed by that God. That God is the God of wealth. We Equada yan. We bro, but possibility say obedi ye no. If you pursue it, automatically obedi ye. Obi en to me too.
Okay.
Where there? We Yauda. Yauda, you know, you have somebody who would always seek for justice. In fact, you always want the fair things to be done. And then another conversation. So you have naturally where you're done here, you can easily work in places like military, police near there, bringing law near there, automatic because of it done here doing. We fear that's why naturally in the offense Ghana, I know you're time here, papa. But we fear that you are very time conscious and you're very strict to your words. We are Friday Nibia. We are born on a Friday. You can easily go into any job that talks about management. You are a great manager and a great organizer of everything. We are memeing the niswa. I'm not Jimmy, like naturally, pardon my words. And they oftentimes become mama's boy. But a dano ye da, a ye kron da, into memeing the baby, especially or your bar. They don't usually go and sleep around. They don't destroy themselves. They don't pollute themselves. They keep themselves well. Now, all these, the reason why these characteristics, say, the God that governs that day, no, is the reason why you have those characteristics, because you negate mu no
Now,
we free by.
And you know, how do you acknowledge to we until na me person offer one of the days so that we don't waste the time. I'm not saying waste the time, but so we get there. And think I work days, you know, no what for one day say. At the example. Now we do months in sumua. What me for one at the so we get to the 4.
Now, me lady this foundation because it's a combination of the 4 no na a year.
Okay.
It's so why you where you know na fe the young
kasa. Okay. Sure.
What you say? So the first thing is the day that you were born, right?
Hey, Kwame for na some dey serious o.
Omuye
o wale kura oni ni yire nya so no ko ka che ne maame.
Yes.
Ko di mi maame aduane.
Empire bi ntumi sesa. Empire bi ntumi sesa.
Nti se okunu ye Kwame na so oyesa a what you say empire bi ansesa. Ye nkwaya kwanchire ngu ne so. Okay, so we know the days now.
The second is the element. Oh, nti wo ba say a day no, the day ye nya free ye maame wo. Nti akam ye nton, wo bo nton be, na wo bo ntoro. So in Toro no, the elemental beings, the elemental energies, and no when you free papa. What I say, which is either you are fire, either you are earth, either you are water, either you are air. We ensure naturally no, ye juma with the life, you bring life to somebody. I say we are nurse. I say we what do you call we are healer, doctor, you bring life to people. Into ye say juma na eba. What you say? We are asasi mua. It's all about sustaining stability. What you say? And provision. Nti ukoye juma usually no asasi for no they are best doing their own works.
Farming.
Omuyo farming can but uye one kase we juma it's almost difficult to find them succeed under people. What you say? Now we are ojaswa. You are constantly going into areas like technology, inventions. Because bibia through technology invention bia is through fire. Fire is the same as electricity, is the same as power. Into some normal inventions ember. Into we are a jaba and obey a push them towards technology, advancement, science. That's where they will prosper. We are in Frama is neutral. Because in Frama baby in Frama asasimu, in Frama insumu, in Frama ejamu. It's we and from you can literally become anything you want to become and you succeed. What do you say? So the first one is
the days,
the day you're born.
The second, your elements.
The second is your element. The third no is your sunsum, which is always connected to your ancestry. What do you say? Inti we nipa wo background baby a wo fi ba no whatever you are doing now was asisi no obi wo wechi a oye bi nti eso nipa bia wo bisa wechi na hu se enye edro ni bia na obe wan kasa ko fie ko bisa wona nanom na papa we oye den na we oye den you realize that you are displaying certain characteristics that is almost exemplary to what that great ancestor did. That is giving you a clue say nipa otise me into combination of my day, combination of my element, combination of the ancestors, the omubaye no, it's already giving me about 75% of the SMBA was as so. What I said. Now I cut 25 no. 25 in the wokra no. Into wokra no, and then they kita bibia obienim. Nobody can ever know your cra. Obien to me nkofra wokra nkojan baby I say me koye wokra bibi mkobise bibikra. Won't to me yet. Anybody is doing a divination would have ideas about, we say a bebo, we say a bebo, we say a bebo. But as to the truth or the coordinate of who you are and why you are here, or Dumankwano are locking up, he's locked it up in your crack. Intenu wonkwana ubehu, and you are the only person that can access it, and you're the only person that would be able to bring it out. Obia into me mboa. Inti the combination of who ankasano having time to spend within yourself. Into for example, a dana with the bar was asasi no, a da wo kra no bed besraw. E kan normal chiro, e kaka o normal, e kan bia esa woko. For example, the dana you do no, sadano, make sure you are always spending it by yourself. Not having intimacy, not having sex with anybody, not being the day that you fast, you pray, they will believe in the uji no. But that day should be your sacred day, should be your Sabbath. And that day you should cease from Bibia. So we are sir, we cry nankasa beba besrel. Aka say, oh, say na wote, say na wote, say na wote. We cry will give you information of the also woody, the inisa woody. Naturally, what why you be allergies. Once obi or Bibia wants to begin to react to it. It's because we cry and catch us the wood in the wow and yema is making you weak. Because we cry the reason I catch your dear so we didn't say, we body now would the age more assassin so no. What the normal be gumwa a best say body no. What the normal be so gumwa a bema body na and one I say when you have a diesel engine and you have a petrol engine, right? What the diesel fuel could go petrol engine, why say engine? Exactly. It will nip a dear no one normal be a here, any normal be a here, in normal be a chiwade, normal be a engine chiwade.
Nyame bi aye na chiwade nyame bi anye na chiwade se wo hwempo a akwala bi wa wonyem na eduane bi wo ha wudi ya na ni nyina ba out ompe de bia me catch obi say know thyself. No matter how your mother loves you, no matter how your father loves you, wumpie na hu se o papa sha do di wachi da obi a kra ni di ono a na chi eno na papa e breaking it down is such a great conversation na ye have e wo ha no mu say enti no wankasa edru de ayewo so a eden na ya woye bibia anyhow anaso so seden enti ye ne ye brother ene wa ha enti se ni se obi hu saa ne ama ni nyina wi ato aso bebi ana wadu na
hu saa say oh me cry e per se and per se e yes say and yes say ya. This is the reason why in pakono be succeed in life or unsucceed. For example, say na worker say o cry dan de na wo ye. People have strong edges on the day they were born. It's so insane that a dana ya do one sad dana no person ni be madan and a sad dana no person couldn't come on bi and a sad dana no person or wasting the time call you normal bi. The reason why you will never succeed is because of that basic thing. So long as you do that, there's no prayer that can save you. Fasting be to me joke. Into when we say nominate no, now I say BBF is a mobile phone. Right? You have a point of contact to first of all say a dene ya do woni e tumi o. Ohun. Element na e crowd na e bon ho ban na e manifest your being so. And you see another to me. Meboa. Then we come to one anano a onu so ewu akona most of us we are being taught to move away from no. Onu see another essence, another energy. I no so bon ho ban nti already yenya miensa e bon ho ban. Meboa. Then one kasa also cry no and you see another point of contact. Into so far yenya enormous naya esomo wo bo eye wo bosum into sa bosom na esomo no na eye wo bosum na esomo bo no sa normal no bon ho ban into no na wow on your own terms whatever you believe in you create your own space your own portion okay say oh on this day this is the place I go to offer my own prayers and my own rituals unto myself. Nti emfa say ye won no ma bi a e wo say on the day you were born no wudi dware ye won no ma bi so a e bia wo de na ye de wudi dware e say wudua na wugu sunsuo. Nti for example so obi emfa say ye won ni pakron no kwasiada na ni pakron no say asase na ni pakron no ya asase na ye kwasiada no so no onim nechi such a person no bread like it, I don't know the extent of a bride in Pokemon form because assassin no the here you into what on one function go assassin so that say you are honoring the earth that you came out from, right? Into time beyond was assassin so be dry.
Dry so
be bien free. So long as was assassin dry and everything that is supposed to come into your way, you know, and bad that. Into ube 90 asasi so sa bresa no de wu the wu kwa the energies the hierarchy that's a elemental business they can say wu kwa asasi so no you couldn't survive as this person into this time around no let's try you in another form call as another person and so be a question from the beginning today nipa no ebimbe bre ebimyese because when they tried you this way you couldn't succeed. Ebo obaye the first time obeye sika pa obeye sika no de yen kwa asem. Until next time no, you can say science so bra. I said that be wunye sika de yen sika ni jimi wo. Until now wo kono be yesi. Every single thing a ye was asase so no. So one hwe hu ye a men James say wo ye scot free. There's nothing that can wash it away. Wow, there's a verse in the Bible said the only sin that cannot be forgiven is sin against the Holy Spirit, right? The actual interpretation of that is would wo kra nankasa boni a would ni ya.
It cannot be.
So some of the things that people are struggling, these are things that they did in the previous life. And now they have to suffer the consequences. As I see, regardless of how many power you think you have, shrine God, you are not entitled to take a human life. Sebi embo crowd bebo afaria. And so will be permission via abuano. In some would the abuabo afaria, abuano to me say, wa afari boni yajiatum anan yanjiantum. Until once you take a human life, it doesn't matter how many times you reincarnate, you pay for it. Ubetu and say yemu bebre ni enimu a nka all this ridiculousness say mikoku nipa yesi miko enipa yesi.
Can you take us through like in 2 minutes per and 1 minute po obi kum obi na o take human life no kono ba the consequences obetumi afem.
Okay, so for example bosumi anku nipa tumi bi anku nipa na eku nipa nti ukodi bibi echi say bibi say minku osumosi wei na memfa be yesi. Sa bibi no will never stand to be accused because abosum no nim say I cannot kill, they cannot kill. Into who nipa na we ko gina onu, you become reliable and responsible to that human life na we kunu no.
That would una do say ye.
Into una okunu. Now, we ku sa nipa na wie no, sa nipa no den na oba be ye wasasi so. Nipa krono not live out of past mistakes. And then nipa krona in the first time, and then the second time, and then the third time. So wuku sa nipa krona, we will live in nipa krona of the punishment nipa krona go through. Into one kasa will punishment for one. Then nipa krona say there's one no, and also all. Until you can actually come back and become a rat, a cra. You can actually come back and become an antelope, goat. Ubaya poncha, ya do be sacrifices. That is why some people. You pay attention to something. We realize you say there's a particular road. Nkofoko chomo ha bibia time bia at a particular time of the year or the time of the month. It's an accident si wo. Didn't just say normal no it happen to particular people and nipa bi happen to omo. Because because of no mabonia wo ye before no, ya den wa ponchi, ya don no dwan, ya den wa akoko. Nti wo na mo say we nipa won ye, you are only there to be used as a sacrifice. Ebia what ya den no frog. So
maybe a frog no onipa no oyo onipa say no ye frog ana oyo waba frog hop
inter make say start make say crabia bibia wo wiase bia wo crab
so obeba frog hop
obeba frog hop because edua na esi wo no eye wo cra e wo tumi wo mte ye fen say eye dua we boy na yen so ye nipa dua. The difference is that we are mobile trees. Why just we are mobile and the trees physically are not mobile, but almost some movie.
So we yen say who na obetumi abeye immobile tree.
Obey immobile tree. Wuti assembly won say who call baby na e bo bosom bia den ye fro bibia ye di nipa di na different identity. Nipa no papa ye bi obeye ye no enti wetumi evolve ya abeye bosom. Enti wetumi evolve ya abeye planet. Enti evolve ya abeye area, enti evolve ya abeye bibi foforo. But one enam adwemboni ni nipa boni so ati wo mu nti no instead of say we evolve ya ko wenim no you are retrogressing
because of uboni
nipa
kum ni de obedane aponche
oh and de obekọ echi wuntumi nku nipa enkomba nsanse be ye nipa enko wenim and it's not possible.
Me patron
abortion in spiritual terms is also considered as killing.
Nti omo so be ko omo echi and the nkrofo akwa echi papa
nti uko any spiritual works you be say we kunipa that there's a ritual you have to do because make I say we choose the parents we want to father or mother us, right? Inti emfa say me ye kra, me ba asase so. Me hu say oba ne be ma bia but together, omo take a seed. Then me ye kra no, I call dips on the seed. Me say I a seed way and then me ba be fa so aba asase so abebo me bra. Inti me ye tumi o hunim tumi a me ye. Na me choose is a seed no say me the ba asase so abaye adwuma. Na wo nsa wo si wo ka say wo nipa yanse nti. Wo say wow de wo hu na afa ye phone until you don't care. Right? You're aborting it. Now you have an enemy in the realms that you don't even know exist. Because me no na my ready some be ba asase so. Na wo wa blocking me chance na me de ba asase ni so no. Into wo hwa media na me de ba yo.
How be any day?
Say me so metal. I will make sure you also don't succeed. Because what's stopping me chance from coming into this realm? Me na me fa me hunto.
Hey, you are watching Revelations. This is the biggest educational platform. And kabede nti mo amaya abortion ni na there's a possibility some mo be kwa ba be dan ndre. There's
a village in Siani. Oko ho no na impen abakosam just say because of the AC and no war ne ade no openini odi omo anim no odane ekromu omfuni na ndre. There's a village there. So those monkeys literally come home and they come to eat and they come to relate with them. Omu wa yesi omo. Na omu ye nipa.
Enti se
woko ekumfia brode plantain esisi wo omu ye nipa.
Because of the omo ye.
Because of wars ne ade no. We say woko ngotumi usotumi. Nti edane wundia. Wo si wo be si wo forever.
Nti aba ne sa Nyankopon ta amode ama wo se obewunu.
Ye nipa ye nwo.
Yet minim say
we evolve. What do I say? In the time I will be say obedi wa
disconnected.
Time I be say obedi wa asase so no. How do be ye adwuma no. Why we trying short?
Why we trying short?
And you'll be it's most of the things we sit back and say to me be na yam susu be na yam. It's the things that we are choosing ourselves. Normal yeah no. And no na dey ehun sunsun so
every time now you do, but you would still come back to continue this very same conversation because ye hu kra no ye hu ne ntia ye wa ha ye be ye ene ye hu baby ye wu e be ko. So you will come back this same time next week to just to continue for us. In 3 minutes, let us understand why one should be careful and why one should be spiritual to understand these things.
I say yen na ye ba asase so no yen na ye de 2 minutes de ba ha oduman kuma no ono a he shared himself to create us, so we are a manifestation of himself. What do I say? Wa ba asase so no oduman kuma na jiwe di pempe so say he has so much faith, so much trust in you to become the ewose we ye wa asase so no enti oduman kuma de wo ba asase so oduman ko ne ratio ma wo wumunti wa bon no ma bi ato anim say wonante sa kwan so wo ye sa no mai automatically sa no ma ne mbie ma nti ye fan example wu idua esi rem like a rainforest edua no en struggle say ebenyini and wu dua esi nsuo ho a edua no en struggle say ebenyin oduman ko na obo wo no he never intended for you to struggle, for you to go through most of the things you go through. But one kasa wo bra, one kasa wo choices no. If you are depending on your society to help you decide no, ube faili. If you are depending on your community, ube faili. If you are depending on your school system, ube faili. The only person you can trust is you, your true self. One kasa wo kra no, dia eya o say men kwa kotena ha, men kotena, men kokasa asemi. Sa voice na yesa wutie. And no kwa na wo best of interest at heart. The obia kano is just what everybody else is saying. The only person who would never betray you, who would never forsake you, who would never mislead you, ya wankasa wokra eti umu. That is what you should go after.
Wankasa wokra eti umu. That is what you should go after. Debi ameka me see you own yourself, but you have everyone else and not everything else. We are Revelations. Na enkomo no baby edi besi ni e beto so. Is there anything you want to demonstrate?
May the your product be ebro.
Okay, let's see it. Let me my family.
Where you to media. A friend to media. E bi na me kray.
Okay.
Nti send makers and obia is responsible say one kasa wo kra no, where hwe na chiri akwan na ye normal. We a natural idea. ewo asase so edie yi ono ankasa oneto no wotumi nti ehia kra se odi bibia beka ho edie ne has the ability say tender cry ebesi wo dan so a edie ewo fie nti emba if obi ye bibi cry tiawa edie na ewo nti emba nti wo kọ beebi a na bia wo kọ no wunji ho ndi a say edie ne hye bag na wo kọ duru ope edie na nse on its own no ebe neutralize any enemy, anything around you, any energy around you. Into Diano is something that everybody can have. What per se what did Diano queen no more and also a normal at the bachelor. One per se holding us just as it is and also na the cleansing product and I say I can say normal ye into your crano a goofy as abortions and normally none ade no. Into where cleansing and haban and ye bibia and haban ate the odu begu nsuom na de obegu sapo me edware ate wankasa wo ho sunsumi bia mbedi wechi bibia mbedi wechi wo te eye obia na betumi a meka chese kote haban kura hu nti ye de haban na ye de abom na ye say fate wo ho wo te wo hu wi a na wa start say wo bobra pa ama wa ho
okay patro fate table yo we ye say me de yo enti no ye beka ho asem next week god willing so oba ye beka ho asem ma me bi esu na me fa nche me ne mo na mo ye mabusuafo enti edua no enu nie metimi yi acho pacho enu nie enti mema na elaborate on it more next week nyame ya adom na oba na ya hwe ye be hwe mu nso ahwe say ye more than number 2 dwa because unim say we protection we freedom e very important to me enti ye be hwe na next week no ne etoa so bia na ya ma ode atoa so e de ama e na ode we nso e ba ye o se e ye nhaban me nim the use yet but God willing next week no oba na ye bisa no so betumi abeche ye followers ni kakra say ye no wa do the agree
first meche
mienu oh two pe ye de ne baba life na go bisa no question na mienu ye do so we are close to 100,000 like 300,000
in fact me be festival bia ye be cleansing kofo for free so
okay so ye be ko ho na ya kwa kwatwa wa wo hu hia me dodo nti we ye be elaborate on it more because ye mere no aye be nti da sende so oba ye de be ma mo life na ye tumi wetumi e bisa no question ni so we are interested in so then we know what to do. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate Munda Nase. Me na mu so ababeche we appreciate your coming and I appreciate your gift as well. So thank you so much for watching your biggest spiritual platform. So next time, next week same time, you are going to be more life, Macrao.